Oops. Hey, everyone. Wow, that was a good scream. Kid's got some lungs on him. Or her. How's everybody doing tonight? Just kind of sitting here. Um, it's like a people aquarium. I get to watch people all day. Just got off somebody else's live. And there he is. Hey, Chris. Welcome to my humble abode. This is where I live, man. Been going through a rough time. Thanks for coming in, Chris. I mean, I had a good time over in your channel. And that one guy, I mean, you know, he didn't do anything bad or anything. I was just messing with him. But it was fun to do that again. But, you know, I don't do religion very well, and probably should. I'm just sitting here in my tent. I got an air pump today. There's Mouser. Got Bob over in the corner. They're like, how? He filled up his air mattress. The neighbor gave me a new air mattress pump, so I decided I'm going to sleep in luxury tonight. Oh, I know, Chris. You know, hell, I've been on YouTube for what, 5 years? Something like that. I mean, everybody's seen my face. How you doing, Chris? Good evening, Bumblebee. How are you? I don't know if you can see it, but I got one sculpture out there behind my truck. You can kind of see it through the netting. I just don't want to get out. There's my broke down truck. Transmission went out. There's my sculpture. One of them. There's two more in the back, and there's like, I don't know, 20 or 30 more in a tub. And I'm going to go to a flea market tomorrow. I sold my chainsaw so I can stay here another 4 days, and I need some more money. So, too hot in the UK. They can make a song of that, Bumblebee. Pants truck is off-road. What? Pants truck is off-road. What are you talking about? You want some knee action? Dun, da, 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 da. What's a mouse? Here's a mouse. Let's see if I can wake her up a little bit. Hey. Hey. You still alive? You still alive? He's sleeping on my new bed, man. I got Bob over here. He's eating. Looks like they're out of water. I'm going to have to get them some water. And they got their little fucking shit box right there. God, I hate that thing. Why did I ever get cats? Everybody's going through a hard time, Bumblebee. Yeah, I lost the transmission. Well, I mean, I got first and second gear in my transmission, and I was trying to make it to Montana. Now I'm stuck here in Oregon. It's a beautiful place. They're kind of nice. You know, they're treating me good. I just, you know, you got to pay money to stay though. I don't do hospitals. I don't do doctors. I think I'm going to call a church and see if they can help me out. I need to figure something out. You know, I don't like to beg for money, but man, that's about where I'm at, man. I'm going to be one of those sign holders. I'm stranded. Please help me buy something out of my truck. The one that the RV park that I was fixing, that went to fucking hell. My buddy gave me a brand new not a brand new fifth wheel, but he gave me his fifth wheel camper, brought it up to me, set it up, everything. And I was renovating that RV park. You know, I was getting up at 9 o'clock and working until like 8 o'clock at night. I mean, I was doing everything I could. The first 2 months, I stayed in my truck. Yeah, I lived in that truck right there. The first 2 nights, I lived in that truck, or 2 months. You know, I did have a little tent and everything. And then fucking first day, it rained, and it rained, and it rained. And then PG&E came in, and they were putting in all these new power lines and everything. And so I had to move. And Max, my buddy Max, he gave me a job there. He was paying me $500 a week and a place to stay, rent free. I had to pay for electric, but Max, 22-year-old kid, he was funny too, man. He knew I was going through a hard time, and you know, trying to get back on my feet. And I was trying to do everything for the kids. And but then my buddy Joel, he gave me his camper, and he brought it up here. And about a month later, I was sitting there, and I was trimming out the creek and trying to clean up the park. You know, I'm renovating the RV park. And last time I saw Max, he came up to me about 4 o'clock that afternoon, gave me a brand new chainsaw because Marco just totally ruined this damn brand new chainsaw. So Max went and got a new one, and he dropped it off, and I didn't know it. but that was the last time I saw him. And he went kayaking that evening on a Tuesday, and he was a strong kid. 22 years old. He was a strong ass kid. You've seen the pictures, you've seen my videos and everything like that. Max was he was awesome. He took me in, we became really good friends, and so anyways, he went kayaking. I didn't know he went out back kayaking, about 6 o'clock at night. The last picture he sent from his phone was at like 6:15, 6:13, something like that. And that was the last picture. And I didn't find out until the next morning. About 9 o'clock, there were some people showing up there at the store and everything, and there was no Max. And I went down there. I gave somebody like a 6-pack of water from my own personal water and all this. And then I got the phone call that Max wasn't around. And then Marco, the Mexican that, came in there in the end to help out, working on the RV park, he went, because I didn't know the area. I wouldn't have had any clue where Max was, but I guess Max took Marco to where he launched his kayak, and Marco found his truck, and then Max's uncle messaged me the location of the truck, and he's like, rent a boat, do whatever you got to, we're flying out of fucking Arizona, and we'll be there this evening, and blah, 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 and I just knew it was gone. I knew Max was gone. I got on a boat. I talked to a couple people, some guy on an e-bike I talked to, and I told him what was going on. And then all of a sudden another boat showed up and said they found the kayak. And so I jumped on their boat, and I was like, take me to the kayak. So I went and sat and they dropped me off at the kayak, gave me a couple bottles of water, and I was sitting there on shore with the kayak. And it started floating away, so I had to grab it. And I was like, well, because I didn't want to touch it. I didn't want to, do that. It's evidence. So, but I had to grab it because it started floating away again. And so I searched this kayak after that. And, he wasn't a drunk. He was a smart kid, but he went out to have a good evening. He did have a couple of bottles of Corona, and that's what I found in his kayak. I was looking for his phone, but we couldn't find his phones. And so then the guy that I talked on the e-bike, he pulls up in his buddy's boat, one of those like surfing boats and everything. And we went up the shoreline. I did talk to the sheriffs. I did, before we left the kayak, I did talk to the sheriffs. I was like, we're gonna go look for Max. And anyways, we went up about 800 yards up the river or finger of the Shasta Lake, and we found his oar in another Corona bottle sitting right there, an oar in a Corona bottle. So we knew it was Max. So I searched for him for like 6 hours that day. We went, the guy with the ski boat and everything, he we trolled around for about almost 6 hours, and there was no Max. And so I looked to the next day. His uncle flew in from Arizona, and yeah, I was pretty devastated. Losing my best friend, and his uncle showed up that evening, and they went out the next morning about 5:30 in the morning to look for Max. And I was like, I want to go look for him, but I already knew. I already knew. And anyways, his uncle called me about 6 o'clock in the morning, and because the sheriffs actually took the kayak, they took the oar. So I got up and drove down to where Max disappeared and hopped on the boat with his uncle, and I showed him where the kayak was, and I showed them where the oar was, and they jumped off the boat and everything like that. It's just, all I've ever done in my life is just try to help people, and that's all I try to do. So, well, anyways, after 3 days, I stopped searching. I stopped searching for Max, and I went to work, and I don't sleep, hardly ever sleep, and it dwelled on me what happened to Max. I'm pretty sure a boat sideswiped him, and I went back to work over there, and then I tried to help out a couple other people over there at the RV park, and his uncle just didn't like me, and I signed a piece of paper that's saying, hey, if you're terminated, you got to leave immediately. And so I got a day to freaking pack all my shit out of my camper and leave. And I was pretty upset. So I jumped in my truck right there, and I went and I saw some friends that I met on YouTube many, many years ago, and ended up there. They helped me out in a big way, the Tappiers. I'm getting there, Anthony. I'm getting to that point. Yeah. Yeah, his uncle fucking kicked me out of the fucking RV park. I lost my job. I lost my best friend. I lost my camper. Anyways, I went up to the Tappiers. I took a 4-day road trip just to get the fuck out of there because I was so distraught and, thinking about Max and everything. And, yeah, I got kicked out. I mean, I'm not going to go into the details of why, but his uncle was a fucking prick. Yeah. No, it was a fifth wheel camper, and all I got is a Ford Expedition with a ball on the bumper, which is, I don't have any lights to hook up or anything, It's, yeah. Yeah, and now the fucking transmission is toast. So, anyways, where was I? So his uncle kicked me out of the RV park after all the fucking hard work I put in. And I got every single day documented, everything that we did, all the, even with Max and all that. I got everything documented every single fucking day. I was hurting so bad just working. And, yeah, his uncle kicked me out. So I jumped in my truck. I took a 4-day road trip up to, they paid me. he gave me $500 to leave, and then he paid me $200 that I spent when Max disappeared, and I was, I never got reimbursed, so I got like $700 in my pocket. And so I was like, fuck it. I took a 4-day road trip up to Northern Oregon, just to see the tap ears. Some really good people on YouTube that I know, and I just wanted to get out of there. And then the tap ears, they hooked me up, but I stayed in the woods. I slept in my truck. I slept in my tent. I just got out of here for 4 days, and then I went back down to Mount Shasta because I had to deal with my camper, and that's how I got this really sweet tent. Because the neighbor there that sold me the chainsaw had this really nice tent. He gave it to me because I gave him a piece of art. So I traded a piece of art of this tent, and some pot. But that's another story. So I got back down there, and I was just staying miles away from my camper. I put my camper on Marketplace, and try to sell on Marketplace. A couple people looked at it, and they're just like, nah, okay, whatever. But my neighbor that I met there at the RV park, Mark, he was my neighbor, my next door neighbor. So him and I started talking, and that's how I got this tent and everything like that. And, he gave me a fishing pole, a cooler, and I was like, God damn, how am I going to put this on my truck? And so anyways, I was staying at the place where Max went missing. I was like almost next to the boat ramp where we found his truck. And so I put in my tent for a couple of weeks, and there's a big ass hill. Oh, that hill, man. I ruined my $50,000 piece of art. That one that's sitting right out there. And that's what's left of Queen's Crown. So, what are you doing, Bob? What? So anyways, I put up my tent and I stayed there for like 2 weeks. The Rangers came by like right before July 4th. But yeah, under that railroad train. It was a beautiful place, except for the fucking train. That thing was fucking loud. I was hoping it would fucking derail and just crash into my tent. So anyways, I stayed out there, and about 4 days before the 4th of July, when I was staying out there, they found Max's body. Some fishermen found Max. I don't know exactly where. I found out, you know how I found out that somebody found Max? Somebody messaged me on YouTube. Bumblebee, I'm working on it. I got plenty of art to sell. I've got a lot of art to sell. Yeah. Yeah, they found Max's body, like I said, 4 days before July 4th, and I think it was like Friday before the 4th, they came up and talked to me, the Rangers. I was like, yeah, I just lost my best friend here. So they left me alone. They left, and I mean, I wish I was still there. It was a pretty good place to camp out, go swimming, and everything. Oh, they passed by. Text, yeah. All right, Chris. Have a good night. Thanks for coming in. You know, I had fun in your channel. That was fun, man. You're a very open guy. Thanks, Chris. So yeah. Anyways, I stayed there underneath that train trestle for about 2 weeks. I left without paying. I mean, I'm homeless. I ain't got money. I hit the road with like $500, and I came back up north because I was heading to Montana. I was heading to Montana, and I was driving down the damn fucking freeway, and all of a sudden, man, my transmission went from fucking 0 to 7,000 RPM. So I limped my truck off the road, ended up at a place I didn't know. I did go live when I was there. Because I always just want to see Montana. I've been from coast to coast twice. I lived in Arizona. Don't ever live in Arizona. Arizona sucks ass. I'm a mountain guy, and I always just want to see Montana. I lived in Colorado. I've lived in Virginia, Tennessee. I've lived coast to coast. Hey, Rob. I didn't make it too far, Rob. My transmission blew up. Oh, we talked the other night. Still with them Disney cards? It's not van life, girl. It's called survival. I mean, it's survival mode now. But they pricey. I need $400, Rob, so I can buy a transmission for my truck. That truck. Then on top of it, I need probably another $300 so I can stay here for 2 weeks. So yeah, I need about $1,000. I don't know what I'm going to do, Rob. So that's what happened. I left Mount Shasta where Max died, and I was trying to make it to Montana, and this is where I ended up. A beautiful place. I could pay $10 and go see some naked women, but I'm not that kind of person. No, that's fine, Bumblebee. I mean, that's one thing that I don't. I've seen a lot of YouTube channels, even though the past couple of days, yes, I've asked for money. Um, I've reached out for help. I've called friends. You know, I'm just selling them my stuff. I mean, my truck's full of shit that I could sell. So just trying to do what I can. I might make a sign tomorrow at the flea market. When I go to the flea market, I'll put on my back bumpers, like, please buy something. I'll be like one of those guys on the end of the freeway, make a sign. Yeah, it's a hippie community here. After 5:30, it's clothes not required. So yeah, it's a pretty good place. It's pretty cool. It's Jackson Wellsprings. If you guys want to look it up, it's Jackson Wellsprings in Ashland, Oregon. It's a pretty cool little place, man. Really nice place. Everybody's really friendly. I've been checking into it, Bumblebee. I've been looking into some charities, and we'll see. I really don't know the area, Tell Rob, and my truck is like fucked. So, I mean, you know, and I don't want to deal with cops. I mean, my truck stands out. I'm from Tennessee. I got Tennessee plate. So I just really don't want to deal with cops, especially after what happened January 1st. Artist. Help a homeless artist out. It would make my day. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Somebody's going to get all my art. I'm not going to take it with me when I die. Some beautiful sculptures in there. But I'm going to try to make it to the flea market tomorrow. I saved $10. I got $10 to my name. And that's what it costs to go set up at the flea market. I don't have a table or anything, but I'll make it work. And, if I can sell my mom's chainsaw for $400, that'd be epic. I hate selling my goddamn chainsaw, though. Nobody's going to give me money. I'm just going to have to go out there and make it myself. Hey, yeah, you know how it goes. I've got my artwork. I got everything for my artwork except for a propane bottle. I mean, I'm not making any more right now. I do got a bunch of pieces and a bunch of bases and everything, so I might start making my art again, but I got to get rid of what I got right now. I wish, Rob. Hey, but that is an idea. No, the Tapiers hooked me up. Tapiers hooked me up with some pretty awesome stuff there, Rob. No, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go show my art. I got my darts and my dart board. I've got the Disney cards. I've got all my art. I need to clean out my truck anyways. That's the best way to do it. Go to a flea market and just put all your shit out there and see what sells. I got Michael Jordan cards. I've got, I mean, I got so much crap in my truck. I just need to lighten my load, I guess. All right, Bumblebee. Thanks for coming in. Oh, really? Yeah, tap ears are freaking awesome. Welcome back in, Anthony. Yeah, the tap ears are freaking awesome. I was so fucked up when I showed up at their house. I was so fucked up. This is right after I got kicked out of the RV park. And like I said, I took a drive for 4 days, man, and didn't have no fucking idea where I was going. I just ended up at their house because they emailed me like 3 years ago or 2 years ago when they bought their new house. And so I had their address, and I did warn them that I was coming. And I mean, it was just a place to sleep for the night. I just had to get out of my wherever the hell I was in my head, and it was kind of, I wasn't invited, but they put me up for a night. They helped me out. You go, buddy. Jessa, what's going on? Yeah, so they put me up for a night, and I just kind of just been so fucked up in my head that I didn't want to deal with anything. I contacted my brother's wife yesterday, trying to, see if they'd help me out, but nope. I haven't talked to my brother since my mom died over 21 years ago. My brother said, "Nah, we're not going to help that asshole." Just in the morning, Anthony. It's actually Oregon. It gets really cold at night. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, I prefer the cold over the fucking sleeping and sweating all night. I fixed this lady's cane, helped a bunch of people out. Right, Bob? What are you doing, Bob? Mouse is being a little spiteful. Hey, you don't pop a hole in my bed. It's got enough holes in it already. Mouse actually loves that Pabst Blue Ribbon box. She lays on it. Hey, you don't scratch my bed, damn it. Anyways, I thought I'd just come on here and give everybody an update. Indiana Chris, I was in his channel and been a long time, and he helped me out tonight. He kind of opened up my eyes a little bit. So, oh God, the smell of sulfur in the morning or the evening, I guess. Smells like someone just took a shit right next to my tent. Anthony, thanks for coming in. I burned a lot of bridges in my life, but I have no regrets. Right, Bob? I just got to figure out something tomorrow. Yeah. It's well, all the water here in the bathrooms. You walk in the bathroom, man, and it's like sulfur smell. Jackson Well Springs. And yeah, I haven't gone to the springs yet. I may try to go to them before I leave here, but I got to fix my truck first, or I don't know. We'll see what happens at the flea market tomorrow. Don't ever get started on bathrooms. Yeah, the healing mineral waters and shit. I mean, they're supposed to be good for you. And people are awesome here. They really nice. Sorry, I'm pumping. You gotta pump my shit. Pump it up. Pump it up. It's got a slow leak. Like I said, I'll be up at like 2 a.m. No, I wish I had a she. A lot of women around here, but it's like window shopping from a tent. I'm looking out the windows from my tent and window shopping women. You can look, but you can't touch. Yes, I have two pussies. There's there. That's Mouse. So that's number one pussy. Just for you, just for you. I showed you some pussy weed. It's been a long time since you've seen that, huh? Or at least an hour. I know Pornhub. Yeah. All right. I've had a good life, people. I'm innocent. I've never heard of that website. Yeah. You got it on speed dial, dude. We know you. We know you, Wheat. You got that on speed dial. Oh, there's a mouse again. You got Wheat Hub. Shiny fans. There's Bob. There's one other pussy Wheat. He's a male, so, I don't know if I really want to call him that. It's a badass cat right there. He's got 6 toes on each front paw. Right, Mouse? Wheat, I'm going to have to turn my camera away. You're getting too aroused over Bob. It's good to see you, Wheat. God, it's been how many years? How many fucking years? Well, I'm going to try to stay here. If I can get enough money up, I'm going to try to stay here for 2 more weeks. I got to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do next. What you doing, Bob? Mouse just came up here. What you doing, Mouse? Hey, no. So much air. Hi, everybody. I'm Zed. Wheat's done a lot of stupid shit in the past. He doesn't do it anymore. He grew a pussy. Mary and I were having contests, and I ended up eating a whole pumpkin pie. I don't throw that up. I was trying to go. I can bathroom. Could hear it. Yeah, we used to do some crazy shit, but that's what I loved about him. Can't remember the guys that were in his chat. Yeah, how many people here go on YouTube and look at, if you go and subscribe to somebody, do you ever go back to their first fucking video? Does anyone here go back to somebody that they're watching on YouTube? Do you go back to their first video and start watching? This is a Pokemon binder. Yeah, Wheat was fucking funny back in the past. He's toned it down a lot. Yeah. He's all into his artwork and crying over his mayonnaise and pickles. Shut up. Still, man. Oh, there's the old Wheat that I love. Cried over spilt mayonnaise. Right, Bob? Yeah, my cats don't have tails. I cut them off and ate them as hot dogs. No, seriously, they were born that way. They're bobtails. They're rare cats. Two rarest cats in the world, Bob and Mouse. I hope the officers are out there watching me. Hi. They're just probably making sure that I'm still not in Tennessee. In North Korea, that's a delicacy. Yeah. Chinese restaurants, man. Why do you think their shit's so tender? Wheat. Boing. Moist. 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 Yeah. I remember the good old days, Wheat. All right, Bob. I'm gonna try to get some good sleep tonight. Finally blew up my air mattress, so got a lot of food and what? Statues? Statues? Yeah, moist. That's Wheat. That's his fucking motto. Yeah, his slogan. God, we've known each other for a very, very long time. Tired people. And it smells like rotten eggs. I was thinking about getting something to eat today, but I was like, you know what, screw it. bought cigarettes and beer instead. I'll go to the flea market tomorrow and hopefully I'll come out of there with $1,000. I don't know. Probably not, but I got to get rid of my art. You know, need some money so I can have a place to stay. All right, I think I'm going to go to bed. Have a good night, everyone.